Today's stories include Switch 2's reveal is reportedly happening this week, Dynasty Warrior's Origins reviews are here, and PlayStation's making a Smash Bros MOBA game because we're just putting words together at this point. We'll have all this and more because this is Kinda Funny Games Daily. What's up and welcome back to Kinda Funny Games Daily for Monday, January 13th, Nick Scarpino's birthday.
No snap.
2025.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Of course, I'm Tim Geddes. I'm joined by the master of hype, Snowbike Mike.
Good morning, Tim. Thanks for having me on the show. How are you?
I am so good because I don't even know what I love most about your outfit. Of course, it's Monday, so you're wearing the overalls.
Yeah, Barrett wasn't pleased when I walked into the office looking like this today. He said, "Is this what you're wearing today?" And I said, "Well, no, plus overalls." And he kind of gave me the look like, that's not a good look for Game of the Year. But I promise you, Barrett, I'll switch.
Don't make shit up. I was excited that you were wearing this. I was fearful that you were just wearing the American flag thing for the morning and you were going to wear something else completely different. I wanted this vibe because it is the most Mike Howard vibe.
It really is. It's good.
$250.
It's not good then. It's not good. What? Well, hold on. What is $250?
Well, you know, we were at a festival and we were having a good time. And, you know, the mood was right. We were at this vintage shop and I saw this. And I was like, man, I really want that because it's like Atlanta 1996.
Yeah.
Remember the Olympics here in America.
I'll never
and I was
forget.
like, oh, shit.
I'll never forget personally.
So, you know, I bought it.
Yeah. That's the story.
Instantly regretted it. Don't know if you remember that. Instantly.
I do. Yeah, I'm putting this together now. God, you are a special boy.
Tim, how was your weekend?
It was good. It was really, really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, working on the edit for my wedding. I have the deadline of a month from now, February 12th. Me and G's 10-year anniversary. Oh, that's when we're releasing the video of the wedding. So I'm very, very excited for that.
Exclusive date right there?
Oh yeah.
Did you just dropped the exclusive
we already said
date
it. We already said that. But
I didn't hear it.
After this weekend, I'm confident it's actually going to happen.
Okay.
You know what I mean? There was some time I'm like, oh shit, this is taking me a lot longer than I wanted to because that's how editing goes. But no, it's going to happen, and it's insane.
Did you make time while you were editing to watch AGDQ?
Not much. Definitely not as much as I want to.
Tim, they had a lot of great events.
I saw the Crazy Taxi mosh
with the live band.
Pit. Amazing. That is so my shit.
Yes.
You know, people playing Crazy Taxi quickly with people playing the Crazy Taxi music live. Yes.
It was amazing.
That's what I want to see. How much of it have you watched?
I watched a good amount. I love tuning in each and every year during the winter break and then also in the summertime. Awesome, great cause, helping prevent cancer. A lot of great money being out there. I think 2.5 million this year. Again, another awesome milestone. But yeah, a lot of fun. You get to see a lot of names that you see back and forth each and every year. They switch it up on who's playing, who's on the couch. I love that. GTA Vice City will always be one of my favorites.
So cool.
I watched that a couple years ago and followed one of the streamers because of that and just see him speedrunning games all the time. So yeah, another great year. A lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm a Mario 64 boy. Tried and true. You know what I mean? I love seeing the people play that in the weirdest ways possible, as fast as possible. It's inspiring.
You hear the Doots?
No.
Dr. Doot. The guy who plays Elden Ring with a little flute.
Okay, yeah.
And he makes all these noises, and all you hear is the Doots, and it's so good. And he was beaten up on Elden Ring. That was amazing.
What a world we live in, everybody. This is Kinda Funny Games Daily. Each and every weekday, we run you through all the video game news that you need to know about live on YouTube, Twitch, and podcast services around the globe. If you love what we do, you can support us with the Kinda Funny membership. You can get it on Patreon, YouTube, and now Apple Podcasts and Spotify. And a lot of you have been showing up, and we appreciate you so very, very much. And also, a fun thing, Spotify now has video. So you can, even if you don't pay, you can watch the video versions of these shows and see our beautiful faces on your Spotify app. For a chance to be part of the show, you can submit your thoughts and opinions as YouTube Super Chats as we go. Koba already wrote in saying, I've been watching since day one. I finally got my first corporate job. Thanks for always keeping me entertained and having such a positive community. I'll always watch this show to stay in the know. Congratulations, Koba. That's awesome. You know, big moves.
Congratulations.
Big moves.
Heck yeah, there you go.
A little housekeeping for you. We are an 11-person business all about live talk shows. Today, after Games Daily, you're going to get the biggest episode of the year. And I can say that because we're, just a weekend. But for sure, even if that wasn't the case, it's Game of the Year, baby. Kinda Funny's Game of the Year is happening. If you're watching on Twitch, you can stay where you are. If you're on YouTube, you're going to need to jump over to a different video. But it's going to be worth it because we are going to sit at this table. Paris Lily is in the building, everybody.
Everybody's
We're
here.
going to sit more people around this table than maybe
before.
ever.
Never before.
Actually, I think we maybe
We've done 7 at the table before.
We've done 7. So we're doing 6 today?
No, we're doing 7.
We're
at the
doing
table.
7.
Yeah.
Whoa.
We did 7 for Game of the Year 2022 because Paris and Janet were both able to make it. I think last year we only had 6 because Paris was sick.
Gotcha. Well, it's going to be a utterly fantastic time. I can't wait. The thing is, we don't know. We here do not know, except for Barrett, don't know what the Game of the Year is for Kind of Funny.
I've been trying to piece it together each and every night.
Yeah.
I'm putting things over here. I'm guessing numbers
You have
over
any final
there.
bets?
Oh, I got the big 5. I got the big 5. I think I've narrowed down the big 5.
Yeah.
But then there's a couple of dark horses that I think made it up in there. You know what I mean? Just
We'll
gotta
see.
push
We'll
through.
see.
Mike, slack me your big 5. I'm fascinated.
Yeah, I'm also fascinated with
fascinated.
Mike's
I
big-
got the big 5. I think I know it too. Watch
All
out.
right.
The only thing I'm confident in is nothing. Okay?
There you go. There you
Anything can happen. Anything besides Astro not being our Game of the Year. Astro's number 1, baby, as it deserves to be. Is it? I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. If you're a Kind of Funny member, of course, you can also get today's Gregway. You get the Kind of Funny podcast this afternoon and tomorrow on YouTube and podcast services. Actually, I forgot to say, after Game of the Year, the fun doesn't stop. We are doing a
Very
stream.
cool one.
Hyperlight Breaker. This is a fun exclusive with Andy Bless, and the devs are going to be here showing the game off.
Team up
Very
with Heart
exciting.
Machine to get them in and have some fun with Andy and Bless. It's going to be a great time.
Thank you to our Patreon producers, Delaney Twining and Carl Jacobs. Today we're brought to you by NVIDIA GeForce, BetterHelp, ExpressVPN, and MeUndies, but we'll tell you about that later. For now, let's begin with what is and forever will be the Roper Report. It's time for some news. We have 6 stories today.
A baker's dozen.
Story number 1. Nintendo will reportedly reveal Switch 2 this week. This comes from Andy Robinson at VGC. Mike.
I mean, finally, Tim, what do you want me to say to this story? What do you want me to say, Tim? Read the story. I don't know what to say.
Like, goddamn, how many times are we fucking going to do this?
Exciting.
But this is how video games go. Like, before we even get into the story, I love that we've been doing this show long enough and versions of this show long enough that it just goes through cycles. Yeah. There's just things that we just talk about and talk about and talk about and talk about. And then one day, it just happens. And we just stop talking about it, you know? But so far, the Switch has not been revealed. So until then, we're reading this. Nintendo Switch 2 will be revealed this Thursday, January 16th, it's been claimed. That's according to the previously reliable podcast, Nate the Hate, which claims that the reveal trailer planned by Nintendo will focus on the Switch 2 hardware, with a software showcase coming later in February or early March. Quote, I can share with you that Nintendo Switch 2 will be revealed in the coming week. I've been told the Switch 2 will be revealed on Thursday, January 16th, just a few days from now, they said. I've heard that the reveal itself is going to focus almost exclusively on the console itself. There's not going to be any presence of games. There could be a game shown running on the screen depending on how the trailer's put together, but software is not going to be a focus. The 2-part reveal plan would align with how Nintendo showed the original Nintendo Switch and match with what VGC has been told about Nintendo's plans for the Switch 2 reveal. Nate the Hate speculates that nice little rhyme there. Switch 2 could launch in May or June of this year, which matches with what VGC has heard from its own sources, and that a new version of Mario Kart could be available at launch, followed by a 3D Mario released during the holiday period of 2025.
A lot of hype there, Tim. A lot to build off of.
It is, yes.
Let's start with the beginning.
Let's start with the beginning this Thursday.
This Thursday.
Is it going to happen?
So now the question is does that mean Nintendo in the next 48 hours will announce that on Thursday you need to tune in? Or is this just, hey, we're here on Thursday?
That's what's interesting about this, is because of what they're talking about, this specific quote-unquote leak being discussed. I'm a little, I don't want to say let down, but like the hardware of it all, kind of what I'm least interested in at this point.
Really? There's so many questions.
Yeah, I guess.
What is it?
I think we kind of know,
I think we know,
though.
but like we want to know more.
The one thing I want to know is OLED.
Okay.
Because for years now, we've been talking about this goddamn same story, and the word's been, it's not going to be OLED. And my heart breaks for that, Mike.
Hurts.
But in the last couple of weeks, people have been throwing around those 4 little letters and raising my hopes. And so I'm at a point now where I've been saying that I'm hoping that somehow there is OLED in this, whether it's 2 SKUs or if they just fucking do the right thing and just put it out. But I think that the dream's not dead anymore. I think OLED is a possibility. So I'm excited for that, hopeful for that. So that would be something that I want to know. But like at this point, if the Switch 2 is revealed, you asking the 48 hours of them saying something.
Yeah.
If
Will
it's
they say
just
something?
if it's just the like they dropped the trailer, I don't know that they do that necessarily. They did put out the creepy Mario picture before they to get people excited for the Switch 1. So they could, but the thing that throws me off about this is what they're saying here. Yeah, thank you for this, Barrett. I don't know that I want to thank you for it, but something for this. I would be let down if they're not talking about games, because like it's the Switch 2. Like it's not like, oh, it's the Switch, we don't know what it is, so we need kind of even then, though, when the Switch 1 was revealed, it was with a ton of games.
Okay.
It was games running on the system.
But,
big games.
And this is, this is maybe hopeful interpretation, right? Maybe we do see a new game running on the hardware, but it's just not the focus, right?
And if that's the case, then I'm totally... If
we saw 2 seconds of Mario Odyssey,
and that's all we needed. That's all we needed. Yeah, if we get that, I'll change my tune entirely. But if it is more just kind of like a bunch of like not mock-ups, but like showing the Joy-Cons and like renders, and I'm like, I don't give a shit. I mean, that's a lie. I give a lot of shits. I give many shits.
I know.
But I'm just saying, at this point, with the hype and speculation that we had, I think that with Nintendo's position with this console, it's just the hardware's not what people are excited for. That's part of it, for sure.
Of course.
But it's the games. And so it's like, what's the Switch 2 bringing? You don't sell a Switch 2 with hardware. That's all. That's my point. So when they reveal this, whatever the purpose of revealing it this way, you need to get the people excited, not just the people on Games Daily. You get what I'm saying?
I agree
and
with
I feel
that.
like the way you do that is, all you need is a 2-second clip of a new Mario Kart. So if they got that, I'll be good.
Yeah, like Barrett said, right? If they show you something on the screen that will get you excited, right? I think that's the big sell here. What is this? Is this pre-orders, Tim? Is this when we announce pre-orders? Is it just strictly, hey, this is the screen, this is how you dock it, this is the Joy-Cons that we're going to have, here's the upgrades that you need to know about. We'll see you again next month for all the games.
See, that's...
And the pre-order, I guess.
What happened last time
Tell me.
is we saw the creepy Mario image, then we immediately got the commercial that just showed the happy people playing the Switch at the parties, right? But that commercial also had some big moments revealing how the system worked, the fact that you just dock it, undock it, and it actually works that way. We saw a glimpse of Mario Odyssey. We saw Skyrim. We saw a focus on Splatoon. We saw Mario Kart. We saw a lot in that first commercial, right? Then 2-3 months later in January, we got the big event that actually got the details, revealed the price, revealed the date, revealed more games, and that's when pre-orders went up. So pre-orders did not go up at the first reveal of the thing.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, this is Switch 2. We've been there. We've done that. I think things are going to be different this time. But yeah, I am interested in how different they are, because it's Nintendo. They can do anything they want, and they will, because they're weird.
They can do anything they want. They got you speculating over what could be Thursday, hoping again. We've been waiting for a whole year on this.
Yeah, and like, the thing is, right before we started the show, I was talking to Barrett, and I was like, I don't know why. I don't think it's this week. I just don't think it's this week. And then these names, though, Nate the Hate, it's like, oh, man, I trust him.
Yeah.
I trust this guy. Yeah. So it's like, and also a VGC. I'm like, all right, there's something here.
Start off the year strong.
I mean,
we want it.
It's imminent. Like it's going to happen, I think, very soon. So why not? Let's get hyped, Mike. Thursday. Let's believe.
Let's get hyped. Let's go overboard here, Tim.
Yeah.
What are the games that you want to be shown during this presentation that wow you? Like, you brought up all the titles that were like Skyrim, Mario, right? Like, what do you want to see on the screen that flashes really quick that goes, oh my God?
Play it back. To me, it's like for the Switch 2, you play back the hits. I want a new 3D Mario. Okay. Mario Kart would blow my mind. Like the fact that they're talking about both of those. Hell yeah, that'd be an incredible move for Nintendo and a great first year and make me very happy. But I do think that the big one is you match Skyrim with Elden Ring. While I don't personally care, that I think is going to be a big statement.
That would be crazy.
And I just think that it's the way that Nintendo makes a statement of like, look what the Switch 2 is, y'all. You know what I mean? It's not just whatever. It's like it also has the big games.
Okay.
It's a statement that I think is important,
here.
right?
Yeah.
What do you think? What are you expecting or hoping for?
Mario, Metroid, right? I'm looking for some of the titles that wow me. My worry is like, what if they go a different direction, Tim, and they go real boring? Where it's just like, here's Tears of the Kingdom running on Switch 1. Now here's it on Switch 2, right? Could we get that situation where all of a sudden we just look at old games and we show the power?
So with that, what's interesting there is I don't think that's boring. If that's all that it was, I think that would be bad. But to me, that's the equivalent of Mario Kart last time.
Okay.
Where it wasn't a new Mario Kart. It was just the same Mario Kart that some of us already played. Most people didn't because it was Wii U, but some of us played. But hey, here it is, but it is a little better. And I think what was really smart about them showing that is they revealed the 2 items. Like, just looking at the screenshot of Mario, it was clear Mario Kart. It was clearly Mario Kart 8, but it was clearly a different version.
Okay.
Like, there was enough about it gameplay-wise that were like, it's not
That
just
2
the
item
same.
reveal. Oh, that was hot.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it was like all it took was like a short clip to be like, okay, they're adding more to
And
this.
if they
They're
show
doing
Tears
something
of the
different.
Kingdom, like running just even slightly like better, not that it runs like terribly, but like, you know, let's show Tears of the Kingdom in like a super grassy foresty area and it runs like butter.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, that's it. It would, again, give the people, us, something to talk about. You know what I mean?
that.
Allow us to be the marketing machine. That's what all this fucking shit is for them, right? So
course.
it's like, give us the good stuff to talk about instead of, don't give us shit to be like, why wasn't this there? Why didn't do that? I can't believe blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're teed up for success here, and it's really on them if they drop the ball.
There's no way. It's a Switch 2.
I believe. Yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, there's no way. It's a Switch 2. We're all going to get gassed up and excited about this one.
I mean, I feel like people said that, you know, when they're about to reveal the successor to the Wii, you know, Mike, you know,
And the Wii U.
and then the Wii U came.
Never forget.
Oh,
Never
man,
forget.
I will never forget.
I
was there.
about that console.
I was literally there.
How about, so you bring up the OLED. What if they hit you with 2 SKUs? The normal and the overpriced OLED?
Oh,
Not
man.
overpriced, but you know.
I'd be so happy.
Yeah.
I mean, just give me fucking OLED. I don't give a shit like about the details of how many SKUs. Just give me OLED. It's going to be so upsetting if we get the most powerful Nintendo console ever, but there's like some bullshit I got to deal with for whatever reason. It's a joy to play games on my Switch OLED. I love that screen. It makes games look better even when they run like shit. Give me OLED.
Yeah, will this be a move of the basic, and then 3 years later we give you the OLED? Will it be the, hey, here's both of them now, I'm ready to rock? We're in a day and age where it's like, just make it better. Give us the OLED day one.
And that's where I'm at, which, again, weird Nintendo decisions, all of that, I understand, and I know. But, like, while you can try to come up with patterns and look at the past to predict the future, you can't do that with Nintendo. And I think that I've been saying this since day one, Super Switch, that's cute. No. Call this the Switch 2. Run with the success you've had. Give the people what they need, okay? Don't get goddamn cute. And give Tim Geddes OLED. Hoping. I think it's going to happen.
All eyes on Thursday.
All eyes on Thursday.
Exciting, Tim.
It is.
Time? Early in the morning? Afternoon? We're here on the West Coast, of course.
Probably, I would say, if I remember correctly, the first Switch 1 commercial came out at like 6 p.m. our time. I think.
Wow. Okay.
That sounds right.
But the Nintendo presentation they did in January, that was Japan time.
yeah, that was like, I remember watching that at like 9 p.m. or some
Exactly.
shit.
Yeah. Man.
Fingers crossed,
I'm getting
Tim.
antsy, man.
Big week here. Big possible week.
We got a bunch of super chats about this here. We got Kebab saying, does this mean we can start speculating on the Switch 2 OLED Direct now? Don't put that energy out in the world.
Yep.
All right? Like, we need OLED now. We don't need it 3 years from now. Although, I'll take it 3 years from now if that's all I can get. Just give it to me.
Mm-hmm.
The Uncharted Wolf says, do you think that we'll at least see glimpses of games like 3D Mario Kart like we did for the original Switch reveal? I really hope, because I think it'll be a major fumble if we don't have enough teases of the actual games in this thing. Like, if it's just, because I don't think the hardware is going to be that exciting anyways.
Yeah.
DJ Kento says, console name prediction, Switch 2, Super Switch, something else, the Swatch. Thoughts?
Yeah, would they deviate that far?
No.
Switch 2.
Honestly, I will be pissed off if they don't call it the Switch 2. As a fan that wants Nintendo to succeed, it's like, don't fuck this up. Mike, I know what it's like to be a fan of Nintendo during the bad times.
Okay.
I don't want to go back to it because I now know what it's like to be a fan of them during the good times. Keep the good times rolling.
Keep it going.
Would
Switch 2.
this keep the good times rolling, Tim? Switch, and it's 2 eyes, which is a 2.
You sold me. You sold me.
Wow.
And then in the middle of that, it's
Switch.
kind of got the Wii in there too. So
Yeah,
it's like
exactly. Keeps
think about
everybody
it.
happy.
It works on multiple levels.
Oh, great question coming in from the live audience. Will they keep the snap? Will
So-
we keep snapping into the next gen?
So that's the thing is like, I mean, all the rumors, but like at this point, like if it's not the case, I'm going to be shocked. It's the magnetic thing. I think it's going to be more of a clank.
Yeah, it's
They're-
going to be like
clank.
They're going to change the,
Clank!
they're going to change the sound, I think, but like in spirit, it's the snap.
Yeah.
You know?
We're just gonna clank things together. I love that. That's great.
Side of Fry says, "Do we get the Halo and Switch 2 trailer?" I don't think
Man.
so. I don't think so.
Call of Duty?
That'd be amazing. I don't think so.
Man, imagine the day we get a Call of Duty on the Switch. Like that trailer day is gonna be insane. Where you're like, what? And it's like, oh, it's on the Switch. You're
Yeah.
like, okay.
Bill Shaver says, "What third-party titles are you expecting?" Like I keep saying, I expect Elden Ring. Like I think Elden Ring's the right move for making a statement, and it's a statement that I think they're going
That's
to
a
make.
big statement.
And I'm not just pulling this out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Like I'm pulling this off the fact that they put out that image of all the different teams that they are working with on the Switch 2, and From was there, and so I think it's going to happen.
Well, they had Dark Souls remastered,
Mhm.
which was sweet. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Keep the catalog going and growing.
And just the fact that they use Skyrim for the same purpose that I'm saying for the Switch 2, for the Switch 1, I think they're going to do it. Aaron Lime says excited for third parties to finally start dropping new titles and dates now that Switch 2 will officially exist incoming season for announcements. Yeah, man. The
gonna be a
floodgates are
really
about to open.
Yeah, if this happens on Thursday, it's gonna be a really fun year of now it's starting the time to plan it all out and see all the cool games coming your way. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
Can't wait.
Moving on to story number 2, Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Whoa.
It's getting reviews.
Whoa.
And
Tim.
it's an 81 on Metacritic, Mike. 82 on
Damn.
OpenCritic.
Sounds pretty good.
9 out of 10 from IGN. Jada Griffin
That's
says,
crazy.
if Dynasty Warriors Origins is meant to be a new beginning, it's one that gets off to a masterful start. It doesn't just have the largest amount of enemies the series has thrown on screen at once, it also deepens its combat, improves its storytelling without getting in the way of the action, and provides a healthy amount of replayability and post-game content, all while looking better than ever. Your amnesiac hero is a bit too much of a blank slate at times, but the impressive ensemble cast made the story sing as I grew to care about the characters around him, big and small. Origins is both a great entry point for newcomers and a triumphant return for veterans like me who felt the last few entries had become stale or missed the mark. It feels like the series I once loved is finally back.
Damn.
Richard Wakeling at GameSpot gave it a 7 out of 10, saying Dynasty Warriors Origins evolves the long-running series, meshing its hack and slash core with an action-oriented slant that enhances its extravagant 14th century warfare. Oscar Taylor Kent at Games Radar Plus gave it a 4 out of 5 stars, saying, I think Dynasty Warriors Origins, with its focus on Zulian as a character and focused on telling a more complete RPG-like story, does a tremendous job in focusing on those elements really helps that come to the fore.
Yes, Tim.
Mike?
Yes, Tim.
Day one, you've been hyped for this. I've seen you playing this shit.
I have been playing pre-release. I've been excited about it. I've only played a little bit, so it's cool to see the reviews really shining on this. I am impressed by we saw the highlight over on IGN with the combat being a little deepened. I was impressed. I was like, oh man, I thought this was just the generic hack and slash that I loved back at the PS2 demo days. No, we've gone a little more in depth on that one. There is moments that Barrett showed where you have these one-on-one duels that very much felt like the Elden Ring combat that we see in a lot of games today that we all kind of love with the dash, the parry, the counter attacks that really made it fun and unique of going from the just hack and slash 1,000 different jabronis on the screen to, oh, we're going to really battle here and I got to be on my smarts with that. It's super fun. I like calling in different people to assist. You have different teammates that you can call in and they have different move sets, different weapons. It's really, really cool. I do like the story thus far. I think there's a lot of cool characters that have some heart in this. So yeah, I'm excited to dive a lot deeper into this game. I can't wait.
Yeah, I mean, your hype got me hyped. I downloaded the demo, played that last month over the break, and enjoyed it a lot. Like, yeah, it's a fun game, and it reminds me of a simpler time of video games where it's like, let's just focus on the fun here. But yeah, I like that from listening to the words here for the reviews. Like, it seems like it's deepened just enough to not just have it be the most repetitive thing ever.
Tim, I mean, used to walk into Target in the early 2000s.
Oh, yeah.
And look at the demo kiosk, and there was NFL
You have
Fever.
to look all the way up.
You would crank your neck, and you would be playing Dynasty Warriors, and you'd just be smashing that square button, just mowing through enemies. And it's crazy that, yeah, here we are now with Dynasty Warriors Origins, and, yeah, a great jumping on point for people that might have fallen off like myself. Maybe there's people who have rode with the franchise for so long. You can jump in. But great to see. I mean, 81, 82 on OpenCritic and Metacritic. That gets a thumbs up from me. I'm in.
Hell yeah.
Can't wait.
Before we get to story number 3, I want to tell you a quick word from our sponsors. Kinda Funny's Game of the Year 2024 is brought to you by NVIDIA. It's undeniable that 2024 was a great year for gaming, and we saw a ton of innovation and honestly, mind-blowing advancement in graphics. Our friends over at NVIDIA GeForce had a hand in that, and we're not just looking back, we are looking forward with them. This past year, we were treated to a stellar PC adaptation of Horizon Forbidden West, and NVIDIA made sure that the burden that came with advanced PC graphics was imperceptible, thanks to DLSS 3 in-game keeping those frame rates high. How many of you took on Rook's journey in Dragon Age the Veilguard? The ray-traced reflection and ambient light in this game are a joy to experience, and again, all made possible from BioWare's partnership with NVIDIA and DLSS 3. And as always, top of mind for us is Black Myth Wukong, a game we really liked here at Kinda Funny, and with realistic full ray tracing bringing out the highest level details, NVIDIA DLSS 3 wrapped it all up in an immersive boss battle showcase. And with NVIDIA's new GeForce RTX 50 series cards coming soon, Black Myth Wukong is one of several titles coming up in 2025 that will benefit from DLSS 4. NVIDIA's newest AI-powered graphics booster, creating insane frame rates for what will be some of the most demanding games ever published. Stay with us throughout the year and we'll keep you updated on all of it. This episode's brought to you by MeUndies. At some point in our illustrious love lives, we've all asked our partner the same age-old question that guys have probably been asking for thousands of years. Am I big? While MeUndies doesn't know the actual answer to that, or if your partner gave you the actual truth, this Valentine's Day, they can help you look huge with their contoured pouch and ball caddy. Choose from tons of awesome Valentine's Day prints and styles and match undies with your special someone for an extra special holiday treat. From all black classics to fun, expressive prints, MeUndies has a look for everyone. Y'all know I love MeUndies. All my black t-shirts are MeUndies, including this one I'm wearing right now. Try MeUndies out, and if you're not happy with your first pair of undies, it's on MeUndies. This Valentine's Day, good things come in big packages at MeUndies. Get 20% off your first order plus free shipping at MeUndies.com/kindafunny. That's MeUndies.com/kindafunny for 20% off plus free shipping. MeUndies, comfort from the outside in. This episode's brought to you by ExpressVPN. Going online without ExpressVPN is like not closing the door when you use the bathroom. Even if you think you have nothing to hide, why give random creeps a chance to invade your privacy? Internet service providers, including mobile network providers, know every single website you visit. ExpressVPN reroutes 100% of your traffic through secure encrypted servers, so your ISP can't see your browsing history. It hides your IP address, so it's even harder for third parties to track your online life. It's so easy to use. You just fire up the app and one click gets you protection, and it also works on phones, laptops, and more. I use ExpressVPN everywhere because it gives me so much peace of mind that I can explore the internet safely. Protect your online privacy today by visiting expressvpn.com/kindafunny. That's EXPRESSVPN.com/kindafunny, and you can get an extra 4 months free. expressvpn.com/kindafunny for an extra 4 months free. This episode's brought to you by BetterHelp. What do you want your 2025 story to be? Every January brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled in. In 2025, maybe you're ready for a plot twist, or maybe there's part of your story you've been wanting to revise. Life isn't about resolutions that fade by February. It's about picking up the pen and becoming the author of your own life. Think of therapy as your editorial partner, helping you write new chapters and create the meaningful story you deserve to live. Some of my best friends use BetterHelp and love how helpful it can be for learning positive coping skills and how to set boundaries. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. And it serves over 5 million people worldwide. Write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/kindafunny to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/kindafunny. BetterHelp.com/kindafunny. Like, I've never laughed harder than doing that MeUndies ad read. That's the first time we've shown it, and like, I broke the second that I had to say, "Am I big?"
Who hasn't asked that question? You know what I mean? It's the age-old question, Tim. Everybody wants to know.
Oh, man. Story number 3. Bungie's MOBA will take inspiration from Smash Brothers, it's claimed. This comes from Jordan Midler at VGC.
Yeah. Read that one more time for me.
Bungie's MOBA will take inspiration from Smash Brothers, it's claimed.
There's a couple ways you can go about this, but then once we actually read what it's all about, and then it doesn't go the way that I thought it was.
Well, then you also think about that, and that headline doesn't include for PlayStation.
Yeah. Keep
Okay.
it going.
Gummy Bears, a MOBA that was previously in development at Bungie before being spun off to a new PlayStation studio, will reportedly take inspiration from the Smash Bros. Franchise. Little is known about Gummy Bears other than what can be gleaned from concept art released from the studio. Previously, Gummy Bears was in development alongside Marathon, Bungie's shooter revival. In a new report, the Game Post claims that Gummy Bears is described as a team-based competitive MOBA, which is planned to be aimed at a younger audience with a brighter, more vibrant art style. The game's described as having lo-fi and cozy vibes.
Said no one ever about a MOBA. No one ever has described a MOBA that way. The rule with MOBAs is you don't play MOBAs with your friends because it ruins friendships. That's the opposite of a MOBA.
Gummy Bears will reportedly use a percentage-based health system, which is described as being similar to Smash Brothers. It also is claimed that players can be knocked off the map entirely, also inspired by Smash Brothers. All right, Mike, preach. Where are you at?
Tim, this is whack, is what I thought about. So, I was lost. At first, I was like, oh, a MOBA inspired by Smash Brothers. Then my mind went to like, oh, everybody's here. They're going to make a MOBA like PlayStation Battle Royale All-Stars, which will just have all the Sony cast in it. Okay, maybe. Probably the wrong market and genre to get into, but okay, do your thing. And then I read it and I was like, this doesn't seem right, especially when you go lo-fi and cozy vibes. Described as no other MOBA, but I guess
I think it's more visual. I don't think they mean that by gameplay.
You know what this is? This is going towards the younger audience, and this reminds me of Brawl Stars. All the young kids right now in middle school and beyond are playing Brawl Stars. This is a 3v3 and Battle Royale game. I'm telling you, Tim, that's the game. If you ask any kid out there, they're playing Brawl Stars, Roblox, and Fortnite. Those are the big games. There's some Siege in there as well if you're watching Twitch. But Brawl Stars is the game, and I think this is just one of those ideas of, hey, how do you get the younger audience involved? What are they currently playing? I think you jump on the back of that. I just don't know if MOBAs are the answer. I think you got to find something a little bit different. We'll see when it really nets out what this looks like. Health percentage, like Smash Bros, okay, I can see it. Falling off the map, interesting. MOBAs usually are just tied to the 3 lanes, the jungle. Pushing somebody off the map might be a cool, fun mechanic, but doesn't give super intense MOBA vibes to me, so we'll see. We'll see.
MOBAs are interesting. Go for it, Barrett.
I was just wondering if we think the at least the concept name of the game or whatever you call it is called Gummy Bears, right?
Yeah.
Do we think it's based off of the Gummy Bear song?
I hope so. I love gummy bears. I just want everybody to know I can eat an endless amount of gummy bears.
That's crazy.
What's your favorite gummy bear?
All of them. Put them all in my mouth at once. You know what I mean? I don't know the difference.
Okay,
I don't think I've ever.
How many is all of them?
Yeah, I don't know how just one. You know what I mean? I don't know that there's a difference in how they taste.
Yeah, it's an interesting one here, Tim. It's not something I would expect from Bungie. I guess when I read the name and I read the headline, my eyes kind of roll of like, that's weird. But like, video games are weird, and sometimes you have to take chances. But in a story we'll talk about in a little bit, it's tough taking chances in today's market where a lot of studios take chances, and then they fail, and then they get shut down 3 months later. So it's very difficult to be like, oh, I'm going to really root this on when I know this isn't really probably Bungie's roots. This isn't what Bungie is known for on the outside. And how am I supposed to get on board unless you really impress me, which can be done.
But the thing is, Bungie is known for making good competitive, or not competitive, multiplayer experiences that like creating playgrounds for friends to hang out, right? Like I think that there is something there. I'm with you that like this all, I don't have much faith in it. And I mean, also it sounds like it's not even Bungie anymore. It's just started there and then was spun off to a new PlayStation studio. So we'll see if this ever comes to fruition. I just think that there's something to chasing down that how do we actually make MOBAs hit to traditional console gamers? Because, like, obviously there's a huge market for MOBAs.
We have games like Smite that have hit.
Yes, but I feel like even that, though, I don't think that there has been that insane success that the devs would have expected based on how popular League of Legends is. You know,
I think Smite got that.
But I also know that it's possible. I think Smite might be the example of like
Smite
that is the peak of what the audience is for those type of games.
Correct.
There. So yeah, Pokemon Unite.
Pokemon Unite got that for sure.
I mean, like that's still being supported. They still do tournaments and stuff for it. Like it's fairly popular. But I feel like if a good Pokemon MOBA, which I would describe Unite as, correct?
It is 100%.
Like if that hit the way that it has, I feel like that's kind of the cap. Coming out with like some new gummy bears thing. Like I don't know that they're gonna like get the audience that they would need for this to be deemed a success.
To me, Smite and Pokemon Unite are hey, this is showing you the cap. This is the best of the best that have hit the market that would really attract that many people. I don't think there's much more if we drew the pie chart up to say, here's the percentage of people that are interested in jumping into a MOBA on console would go past those two games.
Yes.
I think they've captured the audience of what that really looks like. And so, yeah, I don't know, Tim. I mean, MOBAs are competitive. MOBAs are not, hey, we're hanging out and we're getting to know each other. It's very much of like, we are here to compete and we are going to battle and try to have like the most intense, sweaty game. As someone who's currently getting back into League of Legends 2025.
Of course you are.
I'm spending a lot of time in the arena, Tim. And I'll tell you what, at no time is anyone polite. No one's nice. We're all very mean to each other. It is a
Be
tough
nice
scene.
to Mike, everybody.
Tim, you got to turn off all comms whenever you play MOBAs. You just turn the comms off immediately. You know what, Tim? I'm interested. I'll say that. I love MOBAs at heart. I'm always a fan of them. I always want to see them come out and succeed. I want to see more on console because you don't really get the big names like the Dotas and the League of Legends over on the console side of things. We brought up Deadlock. One of my shining stars of the year is a MOBA, a third-person shooter MOBA. I thought that really shined. So maybe they're going for something like that. I don't know. I just go to Brawl Stars, right? Like try to attract that younger audience with something like this. Let's see if it sticks.
Story number 3.
Love that.
Story number 4. More Xbox franchises, including Gears of War, will come to PS5 this year. This comes from Andy Robinson at VGC. Microsoft's reportedly planning to bring even more of its key franchises to PS5 this year. On Friday, it was claimed by a noted insider that Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 and Halo, the Master Chief Collection, are both being planned for release on Sony's console as part of Microsoft's new strategy of releasing more games on rival platforms. Now, a new report from Windows Central corroborates those claims with its own sources and reports that further franchises are also being planned for PS5 by Xbox in 2025. According to the publication, Ninja Theory's Hellblade 2, strategy title Age of Mythology, and potentially Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition are all slated for release on PS5 this year.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I mean, when you see the strategy and the business move here, Halo Master Chief Collection has definitely hit its peak on the Xbox console and PC now after being out for X amount of years. So now it is time to go out to another console, try to generate sales, try to get that audience behind it. And then on the next one, hopefully people will get invested, especially if the move is to just release your games everywhere. Let's get them interested in Halo. Let's get them interested in Gears. Now is the time.
Ones, right?
So yeah, it's one of those of like, as the Xbox gamer myself, it's like you've seen this and now you've just accepted it of like, that's going to happen now. But the positive is more people are going to jump into these games. Those servers are going to be more filled. There's going to be a larger audience, right? Hopefully there will be a larger attach rate onto Halo, which had a lot of success in that first 3 to 6 months of Halo Infinite. It was popping. Now, if that was on PlayStation and beyond, be even bigger, right? So yeah, we're hoping for that. But yeah, I think Flight Sim, kind of shaky on that one. That was a tough start. They really haven't nailed that launch quite yet, even here standing to this day, but I've enjoyed a lot of it. I've had so much fun playing it. And Master Chief Collection, you get them all, especially with the 25-year anniversary coming up next year, I believe, for Halo CE. So now's the time to strike with something like that.
And Master Chief Collection, broken when it launched, great now, but people aren't playing because it's an old game. But yeah, if it gets that second, third, whatever life it is, like that'd be great for it. I remember back when Cuphead was first announced to be coming to Switch, and that was like a big deal. And I remember there was rumors circulating at that point. Of course, all coming from just doom and gloom of just like console war bullshit. But I remember conversation brewing about, oh shit, Master Chief Collection is going to come to Switch. And then that ended up not happening. But here we are many years later. Like you said, I think that this is not surprising at this point. They've straight up said the strategy. They've been acting out that strategy. I keep saying this, but I feel like if you're going to have that as a strategy, lean all the way in. There shouldn't be any more questions. Let's get this going, rip every Band-Aid off, and like, let's go. Because let's get those player bases up. Let's sell as many copies of these games and franchises as possible to bolster the Xbox brand for what it currently is and is going to be. And I think that these are all great moves. Obviously, most of these older games, but putting Gears of War 1 Ultimate Edition on the PS5 is going to be a killer decision for them leading into E-Day.
Of course.
Right? Like, that is going to be awesome. And also just the nostalgia of it. Like, I feel like Master Chief Collection and Gears 1 are perfect examples of, cool, these are two games that, to an extent with Master Chief Collection, with 1 and 2 at least, they're already like remakes, or like remasters or whatever you want to call it, right?
Yeah.
So even getting more juice for that stuff is going to be, I think, awesome. And for the people that care about trophies or care about their ecosystem on PlayStation, like, this is going to give them an opportunity to go back and either be nostalgic and play through the Halo games again or play them for the first time.
No, it's the right business move. This is the move. This is what we'll see in the future. It will happen no matter what.
Story number 5. 2 weeks into 2025, 3 studios are already closing down. This comes from Victoria Kennedy at Eurogamer. Since the start of 2025, 3 studio closures, along with multiple layoffs, have been reported across the industry. Studios closing down include Toadman Interactive, which developed titles such as third-person shooter Immortal Unchained and hero defense game Bloodsport TV. The studio also offered support on games including The Lord of the Rings Online and Mech Warrior 5 Mercenaries. In addition, Enad Global 7 announced 38 employees at its Piranha Games studio will be laid off. These layoffs come after the most recent game in the studio's Mech Warrior series performed below expectations. As well as Toadman, RoboCraft 2 developer Free Jam has closed its doors. As reported by TechRaptor, the developer wrote on its Discord server that it will now be sunsetting games such as RoboCraft 2 and its predecessor, as well as cardboard survival game Card Life. This will be happening over the coming weeks. The third studio to reportedly have closed its doors is Counterplay Games, the developer behind PlayStation 5 launch title Godfall. It was revealed the studio was disbanded last month after it had worked with Jackalyptic Games on a project. Unfortunately, we were unable to continue our partnership into the new year, and CPG was disbanded, a Jackalyptic Games employee wrote in a LinkedIn post.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Hearts go out to everyone affected out there. We hope you land on your feet. We hope you're taken care of. It does suck to see that, right? It continues to happen this way. Over the past couple of years, we've seen the trend of how much harder it is to make a game great, have that game meet expectations, not only internally, but also externally with sales and the attachment rate. It is very difficult, especially with thousands of games coming out every single month. It is easy to get lost in it and not have your game shine like it deserves to. Part of that story, one of the games, I think it was Mech Warriors, they were saying internally it hit all the metrics they wanted it to. Just externally, there was no attach rate. It just didn't happen, and that's unfortunate to see.
It's really rough, man.
Yeah.
Especially with multiplayer stuff, like you're saying. It's like there's so many factors at play that need to all kind of add up, and like it's just getting tougher and tougher out there. So yeah, definitely very sad to be reporting news like this as often as we do. But we're going to continue to, because it's where things are at. Not a great segue.
No, there's never a great segue to that one, Tim.
But where do I go for Wii News?
Tim, I'm gonna take you to Wii News. Of course, we want to keep you informed, and that's why I want to give you all the little Wii News you need to know about by taking you to our last story, the Wii News channel, where we cover all the small news items you need to know about.
Little Wii News for you from Noble. Nintendo Alarmo will remain a Nintendo Switch Online exclusive until mid-March. It'll be available at selected retailers after.
You got one yet?
I didn't, no.
I kind of want one.
Just because you like buying things?
Yeah.
Yeah. I love that Andy bought one.
Here's my worry, is I use everything off my phone.
Yeah.
The phone is the heart and soul
of
Snowbike Mike.
Yes.
So it is my alarm clock.
What'd you do this weekend?
What did I do?
What'd you watch?
I watched Sonic 3.
How'd you watch Sonic 3?
On Twitter.
On Twitter. You watched Sonic 3 on Twitter, everybody.
Shout out. It's not a positive thing to say, but like it's happening.
Dude.
What am I supposed to do? Not click it, Tim?
Twitter.
What am I supposed to do? Not click it, Tim?
Twitter is so wild at this point where it's like, I know that you've always watched your movies on TikTok of like, people in the theater or whatever. But dude, Twitter at this point, like, I saw no less than 6 people, and I'm sure it's my algorithms pushing this to me. I saw 6 people this weekend straight up post Sonic 3 in like HD quality. Just here's the movie.
Sonic 3. And that's what they write. And then you click on it. It's like, that's an hour and a half long movie.
It's straight up Sonic 3.
I'm just watching it. blown away by that.
God.
So yeah, my heart and soul is the phone.
Yes.
And every single night I go to bed with one small fear. I set 7 alarms. And I go, what if today's the day that the phone turns off in the middle of the night and I miss Games Daily with Tim? Tim calls me, he can't get a hold of me. Mike's sleeping because the phone turned off. I need an alarm clock, Tim. That's why I want an alarm.
Just get a normal alarm clock.
Hold on. So you need a Nintendo Alarmo
That's what I
as a
need.
backup alarm clock.
But Mike, what if you set that alarm overnight? Alarmo turns off for some reason. You don't know why.
Alarmo can't ping the Nintendo online services. Freaks out, you know?
Yeah.
7 alarms.
Well, it's like, you go down the list. You start at like 8 a.m. and then you have to back up like 8:15, 8:30, just in case some shit hits the fan. But I go to bed every night and I go, tonight could be the night. What if it doesn't charge anymore? Boom, dies. Because you got to remember, my shit runs all night. I'm playing TV on my phone all night.
Oh,
you know what I
okay.
mean? I got ESPN on this thing.
Of course.
I got Sonic on this thing.
Uh-huh.
It's just running, Tim.
yeah.
Like, you got to hope to God this thing stays charged.
I am a 1 alarm person. I on my phone have the 1 alarm.
That's
Oh my,
impressive.
you're savage.
The only time I add 2
Yeah.
is if I need to remember something, where it's like, oh, it's game of the year. I need to bring a fancy jacket or something like that. And then I'll like do a second alarm next to it.
Okay.
Just to throw me off, and I'll name that like
Oh, shit.
bring jacket. You know what I mean?
Smart.
That's smart.
But
1 alarm.
Otherwise, yeah, 1 alarm. Like, because
And no alarm clock, just the phone?
it's just my phone, and then yeah, there are many times where I wake up and I'm like, 10 more minutes, and then I'll just set the alarm 10 minutes later.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I set 3,
That's it. You can't
and
do that.
it's usually I hit the snooze button, but sometimes I'll fuck up and I'll just hit the stop button, and I'll be like, fuck, I didn't hit the snooze button.
Yeah.
You know?
Mason Dude says a great one. Tim is married. I don't think he can have more than 1 alarm. Now, I will say,
She wakes up way before me.
okay,
like,
back in the day,
And
I
that
will
doesn't stop
say,
her from having multiple alarms. Let me fucking tell you.
Yeah.
God damn.
Mike's partner always appreciated that I had about 17 different alarms going off.
It
She was very
does get
appreciative.
Alyssa during the summer, because Alyssa also wakes up hours before me, but like during the summertime when she actually does stay, she's like, why do you have so many fucking alarms? It's like,
yeah.
it's just the 3.
You gotta be ready.
I gotta
It's just
keep
the
hitting.
3.
Just in case, you gotta be ready, just in case.
Oh my God, I
So,
love that.
moral of the story, I might buy an alarmo. Might need
That's
an
it,
alarmo.
everybody. Star Wars Episode 1 Jedi Power Battles adds Jar Jar Binks as a surprise playable character.
Snap.
I love this, and
Have
I
you
love
played this game?
Mike,
What is this? Is it a fighter or what is this one?
I don't even know what terms to actually use for it because of like the era it's from. It's a
Okay.
PS1 game.
Okay.
It also came out on Dreamcast and stuff, but I played it on PS1. It is a like top-down, like isometric almost retelling of Star Wars Episode 1.
Oh,
Co-op with RPG elements where this is like back in the day where they'd say things are RPG, but it really just meant like there's levels
Yeah,
and like
yeah,
stats that kind of go up. Because like really it's not. But I fucking love this game. This
damn,
might
look
be
at Jar Jar go though.
I look at him go. It might be okay. Digital Dun says it's an arcade RPG. Yeah, so we're thinking
okay.
Gauntlet Legends type
Oh, I like that.
situations.
Okay.
This might be the worst game that I love
Okay.
out of every video game ever.
Okay, this could be the one.
We haven't talked about this yet, but Andy and I will be doing a full playthrough of this game on a
Oh,
stream.
I love
okay?
that.
Full playthrough.
Hey, now,
That's what I'm
love
gonna
that.
try. We'll see how far we get
Love
because like
that.
it is
Feel free.
endlessly frustrating.
Okay,
but Mike,
yeah.
I'd like if you want, I want you to hang out with
I
us too.
love that. Yeah, let's
like,
do
I wanna
that
have some fun
anytime.
with this.
Turn it on.
I want to hear Andy's sound effects and impressions because there's Andy Cortez, very talented.
Very
there's
talented.
nothing he's better at though in the entire world than making random sounds from Star Wars Episode 1.
Love that.
Only episode 1.
Only
If he
episode 1.
tries a different movie, it starts to feel off. But episode 1, he's got locked down.
Turn it on. Let's go.
I'm
that
excited.
sounds great to me.
Game is horrible. Fucking horrible.
Okay.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Candy Crush Solitaire launches February 6th on mobile.
Man, Candy Crush. Just got moms and dads everywhere out there.
Xbox,
Just
baby.
lock them in. Lock them into the...
Street Fighter 6 My Gameplay trailer will premiere today, January 13th at 3 p.m. That's cool. Another little fun crossover.
I like that.
Power Wash Simulator VR is ending support.
That's too bad.
No.
You think that's just the ultimate win right there? And also, how many people are playing VR? I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I love the sincerity of you saying it's the ultimate win.
It's the ultimate, like that.
I
You would
get
say
it.
like that's a win right there.
It's just very funny.
the ultimate win right there.
Awesome Games Done Quick 2025 has raised a total amount of $2,556,305 for Prevent Cancer. Very cool.
If you missed any of it, they're currently doing a rerun on the Twitch channel, so it's up for a whole nother week.
Cool.
Just running it back, doing all the cool moments. You can always go onto YouTube and find the different clip outs of your favorite runs, but a really cool event each and every year.
Cool.
Twice a year. Don't forget, Summer Games Done Quick will come up. But yeah, this is a fun one. I would love, the chat has pitched it before, but I've always wanted to go and read donations late at night. I would love for the kind of funny block where we go and like we read donations from like 11 to 4 a.m. and it's just kind of funny reading donations off with the live stream.
I love that.
That's
awesome.
One day.
Starfield announced for Doom's 31st anniversary, Hell has come to the Settled Systems in a free brand new Doom-themed mini-quest by Kingeth Creations. What? Oh, it's for Starfield.
Yes.
Okay.
Greg Miller got up, like activated this morning when he read this. So chat, be ready for this.
Wow. It includes the Doom Slayer's armor, iconic weapons, and a plushie collection.
Oh, gee, he's already turning it on, chat.
He's already turning it on.
Turning it on. Okay,
Somebody
it's a big
needs
deal.
to. Niantic announced the Monster Hunter Now cross Monster Hunter Wilds collaboration event, which begins February 3rd and runs until March 31st.
No better time to turn on Monster Hunter Now. No better time than right now. Turn it on.
That's it for Wii News. Mike, last night, speaking of Monster Hunter Now, of course, I'm going to talk about Pokemon Go.
Got to.
We had to go to one of Gia's like family functions, right? We go to her, I don't even know, aunt's house. That's not right. Like her mom's cousin or some shit. I'm not really sure. You know what I mean? It's one of those that's like, I've met these people a million times, but like, I don't know exactly who they are, but they're related. Beautiful house up in Sausalito. We go over there. The entire family's there. They're moving, so they were like doing like hey, we're getting rid of a bunch of stuff. So like, we're gonna give everyone Post-it notes, walk around the house, and put your name on Post-it
notes. That's great. A little mini estate sale with the family.
Yeah,
I like
so it was
that.
This is kind of fun. And literally, we get there, and they're just like, "Oh yeah, you could literally anything you see here, you could put your name on." And there was just like a giant thing of like a ton of alcohol, and I was just like they were like, "Oh, including the alcohol," and I'm like, "All right, I'm not gonna go crazy here." But there was a nice bottle of bourbon. I'm like, all right. And so G went over, didn't put her name, put my name. And I'm like, I don't know, why would you do that? But okay, puts Tim on this thing. All I'm saying, this isn't the story I was expecting to tell right now. But all I'm saying, we go to leave at the end of the day. That bourbon's gone.
Oh, somebody took that bourbon.
Someone took that fucking bourbon.
You should have.
Was
grabbed
there a
that
second
right away
Tim
and
at the function?
Second Tim.
Second Tim.
Fuck, there was.
There's a second Tim. See, you got to tell your wife, like, we're a duo.
Tim and
you know what I mean? Like, it's Gia and Tim.
Yeah.
Like, we're a duo.
Wow.
I can't believe I figured that out.
You figured that out. Oh, my God. This is, at least I know my enemy now. But the reason I brought the story up is that, it's a bunch of adults at this party, couple kids. One of Gia's cousins, Tori, 10-year-old girl.
Okay.
Awesome. Love this girl. Addicted to Pokemon. Addicted to Pokemon Go. Me and her are just in the corner for hours.
Catching monsters.
Trading, talking, battling, all this stuff. All the rest of the adults think it's the funniest thing ever. But Tori eventually is like, Tim, can we go out on a walk? And I'm like, I am tired. You know what I mean? I am not trying to do this. I had to walk down the steepest staircase.
Got to.
The longest, steepest staircase I've ever. I was huffing and puffing.
For the kids.
This 10-year-old, man, she's just like, let's go. We got to keep going. I'm like, cool. We ended up walking like 5 miles, and I was just not prepared for it. And by the time we get back, it was just me and her. And we get back, and like all the adults are just cracking up because they're just like, oh, the kids are back. And I'm just like, God, man, I lost my bourbon. Okay. I'm tired as hell. You know what I mean? And like, also, like, let's just call it what it is. All right. I'm level fucking 48, about to be 49. She's level 29. She ain't helping me with shit.
She's not helping.
You know what I mean?
She's not helping.
I'm benefiting from this. I had a great time.
But it's the memories you make.
It's the memories we made.
Uncle Tim will take you out on a walk to go catch Pokemon.
Yeah.
What a great life.
What a great life. Let's get to You're Wrong. Let's see if we got anything wrong, which doesn't feel possible with me and Mike. Tundra Boy says the reveal trailer for Switch 1 dropped at 7 a.m. Pacific.
Huh.
Interesting.
I remember that being, later in the day. Oh, you know what? Was Switch 2 and Red Dead 2 the same day?
It
was the same week for
Fun fact, an hour later, Rockstar also released the first trailer for Red Dead 2. GTA 6 on Thursday. That's what Thunder Boy says. So
steal their thunder.
I remember that because that was my first week working at IGN. I think that was like my second day at IGN. It was crazy.
Wow, crazy times. And then Kebabs writes in and says, fun fact for Jedi Power Battles, the original cover gives Mace Windu a blue lightsaber since the game predates Samuel L. Jackson requesting it be purple during Episode 1's production. For the remaster, they changed it to purple.
Lit.
It was the coolest thing ever.
It's the coolest, Tim.
Yeah.
That guy's lightsaber was the coolest.
Jedi Power Battles is why I'm obsessed with Plo Koon.
Don't know who that is.
You're about to do.
Okay, we're going to find out later.
See, Barrett, here's the thing, okay?
No, it's Plo. I don't want to hear an argument. It's Plo.
No, my argument is, before Clone Wars and all this shit actually said it, I'm just playing a video game.
No, I totally get that.
Just playing a
Put
video
respect
game.
on his name.
No, yeah, he deserves respect. He definitely deserves respect. You know?
Okay.
It's like Kiadi Mundi. Anyways, what else we got here? That was it for You're Wrong. We crushed it. Fantastic.
No problems. Thank you.
We do have some super chats, though. Let's get to these to close out the show before we get to our game of the year. Kyle LaBouffe says, Tim, did you or did you not get into the DMs for that Capcom community manager Onimusha situation?
What?
I did.
What happened?
Community manager for Onimusha tweeted out like, hey, who likes Onimusha? Let me know, like planning for the future type
Holler
stuff.
at me.
And so many of you were great. So many people tagged me. So many people were like, get Tim in this.
Yeah.
And they have DM'd me. They're just saying, hey, we'll keep in touch
We're back.
at some point. But
we'll
like
talk.
very exciting stuff.
That's great.
Alan Martinez says, anybody from Kind of Funny going to Raw in San Jose today? I'll be there in front row across from the hard camera. See you there, best friends. That's awesome. Congrats. That's gonna be fun. Unfortunately, we will not be there. It was a combination of different factors, but mainly I'm tired.
Game of the year
and San Jose's
tight.
far.
Yeah. It was just a tight window to leave Game of the Year and try to make it there.
Yeah.
But have a ton of fun. Mommy will be there. Enjoy it.
And you'll see from front row. That's awesome. Then we got Diego saying Kind of Funny needs to send Mike to Summer Games Done quick for reporting purposes. It would be electric.
Let's reach out, see if I can read donations late at night. Make it happen. We'll do a little
You'd be
two-step.
so good at that.
I love reading donations. That would be so much fun.
Dear Sixlet says, Mike, I can help coach you in Kingdom Hearts 2. I'm a diehard fan who's platted every game and would love to help out. The bosses only get harder from here.
Would you like to tell him, Tim?
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, we return to Kingdom Hearts 2 on Tuesday next week as we prepare for a fun month of Kingdom Hearts 2 content into something even bigger than that. And you all probably know what it is. But I will say this. We're playing Kingdom Hearts 2 to allow the team to prepare for what's next. So I will return on Tuesday.
I'm excited.
And I'm going to play this game. So get ready.
You're going to beat this game.
I'm going to play this game.
I believe in you, Mike.
I'm going to make him dance, water dance.
Yes.
Okay, he's going to dance.
He's going to dance, everybody.
That guy's kicking my butt.
Hero of Time says, today's my first day in Master's Law program. Also going to be free now to join live chat more. Hell yeah, congratulations. I love all the success we're seeing out here in the best friend community.
Very cool.
Sab K says, this was the last first day of my Master's EE program. Woo, been enjoying Kind of Funny streams during my time off. Congratulations to you as well.
Hope you had a great time off.
Pretty Dude says, people saying Xbox becoming the new Sega, like that's somehow a negative. Sega literally had their best year in 2024. If this helps stabilize the brand, then I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I think the sentiment you have is correct. But I also think like Xbox, we're talking the scale of Sega versus Xbox, very, very different at this point. But yeah, no, I think you're right of like, don't look at this as a negative. There's no world in which this is a negative at this point for the decisions they're making. But Marsh Hero says, Windows Central's reporting the fourth game in the Xbox Dev Direct is a new entry in a legendary Japanese IP. Prediction, Dragon Quest 12, Devil May Cry 6, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil. Oh.
Damn, Tim.
Developer _ Direct. I can't imagine getting Resident Evil. That seems too big.
Never know, Tim.
You don't?
They're always trying to branch out. They're trying to team up.
Mm-hmm.
We'll see. Yeah, I can't wait. I'm excited for the Developer _ Direct once again. I think it's a really good broadcast. I think it's a great way to start off the year for them. I love, last year we teamed up with the Visions of Mana team, right? So, like, you never know where we could go. We'll see what they want to do.
It's going to be an exciting week.
Yeah, man, what a good week.
So much good stuff.
Good month.
Esgar says, almost missed my senior project presentation back in my university days because of the nightmare alarm situation. I'm with Mike.
More alarms, the better.
And then Raymond says, Mike, since you never see my messages on your streams, I'm Mask of Eternity on Twitch. When you're doing Half-Life 2, baby?
Shout out to Mask of Eternity. Hey, thanks, homie. The question is, when will I start Half-Life 2, Tim? I beat I beat Half-Life 1, but it's technically Black Mesa.
You've been gaming, my friend.
Some people were like, hey, Mike, you should have played the original. Gary Whitta told me just play Black Mesa. And I'll tell you what, Tim, Black Mesa fucked. This game rocks, Tim. Holy cow. I mean, super good looking. Of course, it's a remake of the original, but like, it looked good. It played good. The music is banging, Tim. Have you heard the soundtrack?
Oh, yeah.
This shit's crazy, Tim. The music would swell up. It was so loud it hurt my ears were bleeding at the end of it, but it was worth it every time. Met Gordon Freeman. I understand what's his deal. You know what I mean? G-Man's out there. The government, they want me. They offered me something at the end. I won't spoil anything, but they offered. And I had to take it. I had to take it. You know what I mean? It's crazy, Tim. We went to a different planet, Tim. We were figuring out teleportation. We sent me to another planet. Then I was like, oh, shit, what are these guys doing? Oh, I feel bad for them. Then they started shooting at me, so I had to shoot back. I had to fight the universe. It was crazy. It was crazy time.
Mike, it is a privilege to get to sit and talk to you. You are just the best human being on the planet.
We got to talk Final Fantasy. We haven't even talked Final Fantasy
We'll have to talk about Final Fantasy later
Tim.
because it's time for Game of the Year, everybody. Stay tuned. If you're on Twitch, you can stay where you are. If you're on YouTube, you got to make the jump over to the other YouTube link. We're about to sit at this table and go through our top 10 games of the year. We do not know what they are. We're going to find out as y'all do. It's about to be an absolute blast. Until next time, it's been our pleasure to serve you.
Bye, everyone.